Tired of the Hollywood hustle? What if I told you one of the most iconic tough guy actors, the man who terrified us in Goodfellas and made us laugh in Home Alone, completely vanished from the spotlight to live on a farm? You heard that right. We're talking about the one and only Joe Pesci. He traded the red carpet for green pastures, and today we are taking an exclusive look inside the incredible story of how this Oscar winner swapped Hollywood glamour for a quiet life by the Jersey Shore. Stick around because you won't believe what he's been up to. For decades, Joe Pesci was the face of intensity on the big screen. Think about it, Tommy DeVito in Goodfellas, a role that won him an Academy Award and cemented his place in cinema history. Or his unforgettable performance as the hot-headed gangster Nicky Santoro in Casino. Even his comedic roles, like Harry Lime in Home Alone or Vinny Gambini in My Cousin Vinny, had that signature explosive energy. He was everywhere, a true Hollywood powerhouse, working alongside legends like Robert De Niro and Martin Scorsese. He was at the absolute peak of his career, a household name with a string of blockbuster hits. And then in 1999, he did the unthinkable. He announced his retirement from acting. Why would anyone walk away from all that? The answer lies not in Hollywood, but in a serene, sprawling estate in Lavallette, New Jersey. Welcome to Joe Pesci's paradise. Long before he ever won an Oscar, Pesci had a dream, and it wasn't about fame or fortune. It was about music and peace. He bought this stunning Art Deco-style waterfront mansion back in 1994, right at the height of his fame. This wasn't just a house. It was his escape plan. The 7,200 square foot home is a masterpiece of design with 8 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, and breathtaking views of the Atlantic Ocean. But the real magic is inside. The entire home is a tribute to his passions. It has a custom-built, state-of-the-art recording studio where he could finally focus on his first love, jazz music. That's right, before he was a movie star, Joe Pesci was a musician, playing guitar with music legends. This home was his sanctuary, the place he could return to his roots. The estate itself is like something out of a movie, but a very different kind of movie. Imagine waking up not to the sound of Hollywood agents calling, but to the gentle waves of the Jersey Shore. The property boasts a private elevator, a heated pool with a spa, and a long dock stretching out into the bay, perfect for his boat, aptly named Some Like It Hot. The interior is a work of art with curved walls, sleek lines, and massive windows that flood the space with natural light. It even features a barber shop, a nod to his mother, who was a part-time barber. Every detail of this home was designed for comfort and privacy, a world away from the prying eyes of the paparazzi. It was here in this coastal haven that Joe Pesci began his new life, far from the scripts and sound stages. But what did he do all day? It wasn't just about sitting by the pool. Joe Pesci fully embraced a different kind of life. He focused on his health, his music, and the simple pleasures of living. Friends described him as being happier than ever. He would spend his days on his farm, tending to his animals. Yes, a farm. He owned a separate property where he reportedly raised horses and other livestock. This wasn't a hobby. It was a lifestyle. It was about connecting with something real and tangible after decades of living in the make-believe world of Hollywood. He dedicated himself to his jazz album, Pesci, Still Singing, which he released in 2019. It was a project from the heart, a culmination of a lifelong passion that acting had put on the back burner. He was finally living life on his own terms. Of course, Hollywood never truly let him go. After nearly 20 years in retirement, the one and only Martin Scorsese came knocking. He had a role that only Joe Pesci could play, the quiet, contemplative mob boss Russell Bufalino in The Irishman. Pesci reportedly turned Scorsese down over 50 times. He was content, he was happy, he didn't need the spotlight anymore. But Scorsese persisted, and eventually Pesci agreed. His performance was a revelation. It was the complete opposite of his old fiery characters. It was subtle, powerful, and earned him another Academy Award nomination. It proved that true talent never fades. But even after this triumphant return, he didn't stick around. He did the press tour, accepted the accolades, and then quietly returned to his peaceful life in New Jersey. In 2019, after 25 years, Joe Pesci decided to sell his beloved Jersey Shore estate. It hit the market for a cool $6.5 million. Why sell the place he loved so much? The official reason was to move to a warmer climate, to be closer to family and enjoy his golden years in the sun. It marked the end of an era. For a quarter of a century, this mansion was the fortress of solitude for one of Hollywood's most enigmatic stars. It was the physical embodiment of his decision to choose peace over fame. The sale of the house wasn't just a real estate transaction. It was the closing of a chapter on a unique and inspiring story. It was the final step in his journey away from the public eye. So what's the big takeaway from Joe Pesci's story? It's a powerful lesson about defining success for yourself in a world that constantly tells us to want more fame, more money, more attention. Pesci chose a different path. He reached the pinnacle of success and realized it wasn't what truly made him happy. He had the courage to walk away and build a life based on his own values: music, privacy, and peace. He reminds us that it's never too late to pursue your true passions, and that the greatest luxury in life isn't a mansion or an Oscar, but the freedom to be yourself. He didn't just play iconic characters. He became an icon of a different sort, a man who mastered the art of living well. Joe Pesci's journey from Hollywood, his most feared tough guy to a quiet farmer and jazz musician, is one of the most fascinating stories in modern celebrity culture. It is a reminder that behind the larger-than-life personas we see on screen are real people with their own dreams and desires. He proved that you can be a legend in your field and still choose a life of simplicity and purpose. He didn't disappear. He just found a different stage, one where the only applause he needed came from living a life he truly loved. What do you think about Joe Pesci's decision to leave Hollywood? Could you ever walk away from the peak of your career to pursue a quieter life? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and if you found this story as inspiring as I did, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more incredible stories about the lives of your favorite stars. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.